Hi there, and welcome to the continuation of our series around leadership lessons from the village. Today it's a beautiful day. It's bright and sunny in Johannesburg, but also bright and shiny in my life as well, because I've got a beautiful story to tell about people that I really love, people that molded me to be the person that I am today. Here's the thing though about village lessons is that they are not unique. They are the same wherever you go. And I could argue they're the same in the urban areas as well. But these stories have gone for a long time untold. This is just a platform for us to start sharing, to start telling those amazing stories, legendary stories that we grew up to know, and really giving it a platform for us to share with each other. So I really thank you for continuing to support the series. So let's go for it. So 47 years ago, Nwa Samsoni got married to my dad. Nwa Samson is not really her name. Simply put, it just means the daughter of Samson, meaning my grandfather is Samson. This is how our mothers, this is how brides are called when they get married into a household in the villages, just to keep their family name, their maiden name, going, so that doesn't get lost. So they will say, Nwa Samson, daughter of Samson, Ntuli, as in you married to the Ntuli household. My mom, Rose, of the 47 years, she's been my mom for 41 years. Okay, I'm giving up a bit of my age in there, but it's great. We are sharing, so that is okay as well. You see, there's about a couple of stories I can share about my mom, but I decided to pick about 5 of those. 5 unique stories that I want to share with you around my relationship with my mom and the leadership lessons that I learned from her. The very first story is around diversity and inclusion. Critical as a leader, critical in the corporate environment, critical wherever you know, to embrace diverse thinking, to be inclusive in everything that you do. You see, Samson, my grandfather, is a priest. At 95, still a priest. Meaning my mom was a hardcore Christian when she got married into a traditionalist family. My dad married her there, very traditionalist family. You see, back then, you were either in one camp or the other. You were either a Christian or what they would call in Shivonani, Mehedeni. So you had to pick the war. You had to pick the side in which you belong. My mother didn't do that. My mother understood the complexity of what she was getting herself into. But in the process, 47 years ago, and still now, maintain her Christian religion while embracing the traditionalist family that my family is. What an amazing story to tell around remaining true to yourself, but also being able to be diverse in thinking and be inclusive in everything that you do for the benefit of the bigger picture. And to a bigger picture for her here, she wanted to keep her family and her marriage going. And she's still able to do that even today. With my mom, for having a foresight to not giving up, but also not compromising who she is to try and accommodate the other area. What an amazing story around the diversity and inclusion. I hope it inspires you. My second story relates to what we call open door policy. And I mean literally that. You see, just like many of us in the villages, we didn't have that sort of upbringing that was quite fleshy. We were living, we were surviving using the basic needs and all that. But my mother had an amazing policy that says, whoever walks in, they literally welcome at a house. Back then, even today, when you walk in, people walk in and out of my mother's home. She will embrace them, she will give them the love, and she will share with them whatever she's got. But also, most importantly, she becomes their counsel. She will talk to them, she will guide them. So her door was literally open for all of us, for my cousin, brothers and sisters, and for the neighbors, our neighbors and the community at large. That's what we mean. That's what I learned about open door policy. How open is your door today? Are you able to share? Think about it. Just go home, think about it, or take a step back and really think of how open your door is. How can you better share what you have, the resources you're thinking, what you have today? Okay, that's an amazing leadership lesson that I learned from him. One of those, again, I spoke about a community is, you don't necessarily need to be the most educated person to lead the community. You just have to be influential. Meaning leadership. As a leader, you need followers, okay? But not literally followers, people that follow you, people that subscribe to your thinking. That's what I mean. You see, my mother, with a standard 8 or JC, as junior college as they called it, used the limited knowledge that she had to make a difference in a community, to get involved in community activities. I'm sure your mom do the same as well. No doubt, because I see many moms actually sitting in there being SGB members, being members of the civic organizations. We are really thankful of moms, including your moms, that actually do that. But I think what we're asking you today, what I'm really asking you today is to reflect and take some lessons out of that. Find out what actually drives them. The fourth leadership lesson that I learned from my mother is what I want to call keeping the light burning. And I mean literally keeping the light burning. In Shivonani, we called it then Shivonani. This was a paraffin-based lantern that we used. Because there was no electricity, it was really dark quite at night. Shivonani, or the paraffin lantern, became the light of that community. In Shangani, we say, you're a light that shines under Shirundi. So even if you covered riboningela aga Shirundi, meaning you can still show light even when you're enclosed. My mom was literally just that. When we go through hard times, like any other family, my mom will keep the light burning. As a leader, when you go through tough times in your organizations, in your workplace, wherever you are, in your little one-man shop or a little 1,000 shop or a bigger million shop or 60,000 people or 100,000 people that will work for you. As a leader, you gotta keep the light burning. You gotta become the leader that holds the paraffin lantern and show the way. And the difficult circumstances, you gotta keep the light burning. So that's the fourth leadership lesson that I learned from my mom. And the last one, which I really, it really excites me. As you can see, I'm very excited telling stories from my mom. Was the really last one is, at whatever time, leadership never stops. My mom led 47 years back when she got married into her household. She is leading today. She's going to lead tomorrow. Most importantly, my mom knows when her leadership intervention is required. It's an amazing story around, and you will know we had migrant workers. So my father was no exception. He was also a migrant worker. So we'll come back home once in a while, mainly during Christmas time, because it was not easy to move around and all that. And during that process, my mom would keep leading. She didn't say, I'm going to wait for my husband to come back to lead. She keeps on leading. And when he's back, change management. Yeah? How agile are you? She will let him lead because he's physically there. Even with the little communication, if you remember back in the days, we had what we call a telegram. It's a short message. Yeah? That's how a migrant worker will lead from a distance. Short message. How are you? I posted money, because you used to pay by letter. All right? Meaning, lots of the leadership responsibilities were then left with our moms back in the village. But again, when times change, when the husbands are back, when the head of the households are back, they will give them the space to lead. So change management. The question I have for you in this leadership lesson, how likely are you to adapt to change? Because if you don't adapt to change, it's going to be a difficult time. Here's some interesting questions that I wanted to leave with you. The first one, how do you keep your Shivonani burning? How do you keep your paraffin lantern burning? Are you the type of leader that can be relied on to show the light, to shine, even when covered? Will you be? Are you resilient enough to keep shining? That's the first one. Go think about it. The second one, how open is your door? Is it open enough? Are you able to share with other people? Here's what you can do though. Go back, think about it. Think of how you can share and collaborate with other people. Think about how you can share resources. Think about how you can integrate your thinking into the other areas. The very last one, it's important, and it links to the first point around diversity and inclusion. Stay true to who you are. Be mindful of people around you, but stay true to who you are. That's critical. I've learned that from my mom, to stay true to who you are. Even though you married into a traditionalist family, you have a strong Christian religion. She never looked back. She continued with a purpose while balancing the act with a traditionalist family. Most importantly, take advantage of the diverse opportunity and thinking within your circle. Be open enough to get different thinking. Be open enough to have different type of people that have different thinking, cultures, and behavior. Be willing to be challenged. Important for you to be willing to be challenged. In that, you're going to learn more. Embrace diversity and inclusion. Look at your open door policy. Be a leader. Have followers. Most importantly, be able to follow. Let other people's lead as well. Keep the Shivonani burning. And most importantly, leadership is not a title. We lead from anywhere. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you again when we share a lot of stories that we learn from the village. I must be thankful for the feedback that I'm getting. I'm getting some interesting stories that I'll be sharing with you in the next series. Stay safe, stay well, be true to who you are. Thank you for watching.